It's Dominique, aka That Therapist. For those of you that don't know me, I'm the lead clinician and CEO for a group practice known as Yellowbird Counseling. Well, what's that? What's the damn Yellowbird Counseling? What is that? Well, our normal day-to-day activities include providing individual, family, couples, and group therapy in the state of Alabama and other states that we service, right? We do that virtually or in person, okay? We service children, adults, elderly, Black, white, but we love to cater to our BIPOC and LGBTQ community. Those are our two focus areas. So definitely we are here for the community. We are a community practice. With the community component, that is our internship program, where we pick interns from throughout the state of Alabama to come and service our low income and unhoused populations, right? Or people that maybe just can't afford a high deductible. So we have our internship program where they are able to receive free therapy sessions, right? Free therapy sessions. There's not a lot of places that offer free therapy, right? But we do here at Yellowbird Counseling. That is one of the things that I have really taken a lot of pride in is our internship program. And it has yielded a lot of great graduates, a lot of great interns, and a lot of great support for our community here in the state of Alabama. So that's what we do. But look, this is what we do on social media. Every Thursday at 8 p.m. y'all, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is 9 p.m. Eastern, which is 6 p.m. Pacific, which is 7 p.m. Mountain. We go live about topics that we all can relate to, the general population can relate to, and tie it back to how we could all benefit from having a therapist outside of simply having a mental illness, because y'all know how y'all think, right? Y'all think something got to be wrong with you in order to go to therapy, right? And that's just not the case. Therapy is appropriate and can be appropriate for all of us. So I'm going to break down those differences, break down the different needs that you might see a therapist for, even if you don't have a mental illness, right? Because you don't have to have a mental illness to go to therapy. So let's go ahead and break that stigma. For those of y'all over here on TikTok, if you got the Breaking the Stigma emote, if you could drop the Breaking the Stigma emote in the chat, that is a basic and standard subscription perk, okay? Thank you for the T badge. That is a basic and standard perk. For those of you that are not my clients on the other platforms that would like to follow me on TikTok, therapist, that THAT _therapist, right? Number 1, that _therapist 1, and you can follow me on TikTok as well. It gets a little bit more kind of grainy, grimy over there, but it's okay. It's still one of our affiliate platforms to Yellowbird Nation. We are the Trap Nest over on TikTok. Shout out to the Trap Nest, an affiliate of Yellowbird Nation. We love that. We love that. Subsidiary affiliates, any of those, okay? Right? All of those, right? But if you got the break the stigma emote, it's that stigma with a brick going through it. Drop that in the chat. Go ahead and drop that in the chat. Drop them emotes in the chat. All right, y'all. So again, I wanted to do therapy versus counseling, mainly because most people, again, they're not able to decipher the difference. Y'all fumble over psychologists and psychiatrists all the time. So I'm like, I can't have y'all out here like this. I have to help y'all understand. For those of you that have been following me for years, right? Not y'all, because I'm new to y'all, but y'all and y'all, right? Who've been following me for years, you may remember this topic, right? But this is one that we kind of got to revisit periodically because we have new people who maybe haven't been here and maybe haven't gotten all the education, right? That you guys have gotten following me for years and years, right? Okay, so With that being said, let's do therapy versus counseling. I do want y'all to tell me what y'all think is the difference, though. First, I do want to have that in the chat just to get y'all warmed up. Tell me in the chat, what do you think in the comments? What do you think the difference between therapy versus counseling is? Let me make sure y'all is not on sub only. Okay, it's not. Everybody can chat freely. Okay, all right. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for the gifts. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right. So let me see what y'all got for me. Let me look in the chats. Hey y'all, what's going on over here? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Good to see y'all. Go ahead and share the live out. Share the live to your mama, your daddy, your sister, your cousin, your brother, your co-worker, your homegirl, your baby daddy, your baby mama, all of them, because they need to know, okay? Your children, your grandparents, your auntie, your uncle, all of them, okay? Do all of them. Co-workers, let's share it, okay? For y'all, if y'all can share it to y'all feed, and if y'all can share it to y'all, like any groups y'all are in, y'all can share it. Same with y'all. Y'all share it to y'all folks. And let's get this crack-a-lackin', okay? Over here, let's see where y'all at. Yay! 45 shares. I love that. And 12K likes. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. Look at how good y'all did. Let me see what y'all say the difference between therapy and counseling is. Let's see. As opposed to counseling, you telling them your trauma. Okay, let me go back up because you said as counseling focuses on one thing, and therapy is more broad. Okay, I'm trying to see what your first comment was. They're similar, but therapy teaches you how to work with it. Teaches you how to work with it and give tools. Counseling focuses on one thing and therapy is more broad. Oh, wait, hold on. As opposed to counseling, you telling them your traumas and they help you to identify. Okay, y'all are getting warm. Y'all are getting warm. Warmer, 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 warmer. Thank you. Let's see. I was looking to see, did anybody else tell us what they thought therapy, the difference between therapy and counseling is. I was scrolling through the comments for that. All right. Thank you, Nay Baby, for the shares. Y'all help Nay Baby out with them shares if you can. Thank you. I appreciate you. Damn. Y'all, my damn thing. Ooh, there. Okay. Shit. Okay. There, we're back. All right. Well, y'all are getting warm. Y'all are getting warm. Let's see what y'all have over here. All right. Cool. Well, let's get into it. Okay. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. So, I've got several notes, but let's start off with these. All right. First, let's talk about what a therapist is. Okay. Let's talk about what a therapist can do. Right. And who would fall under the therapist umbrella? Hey, because a therapist is an umbrella term for different concentrations that are similar. Sorry, y'all. I'm sorry if I made y'all dizzy. There, that's better. So, who can do therapy, right? What type of professionals, licensed healthcare professionals, can perform therapy? That's a good question. So you have these are a combination of licensed mental health professionals helping clients develop better cognitive and emotional skills. That's what we do. I help you to develop better cognitive and emotional skills, okay? Reduce symptoms of mental illness and cope with various life challenges, right? Okay, those are the things that I do. But a therapist broadly is a licensed mental health professional helping clients develop better cognitive and emotional skills, reduce symptoms of mental illness, and cope with various life stressors. That's what us therapists do. Who would that include? That would include LPCs, those are called licensed professional counselors, LICSWs, licensed independent social workers, psychologists can do therapy, psychiatrists can do therapy, they often don't. Sometimes nurse practitioners can also do therapy, okay? So those are the general types of licensed professionals who can perform therapy, all right, that are able to help clients develop better cognitive and emotional skills and reduce symptoms of mental illness and cope with various life challenges, okay? Right? So let's talk about what is psychotherapy. What y'all have heard me say, or y'all might have heard me say, or someone say psychotherapy or psychotherapist. What does that mean? You work with psychos. No. All right. What is a psychotherapist, Dominique? What is a psychotherapist? That therapist? Well, I'm going to tell you. Psychotherapies apply scientifically validated procedures, y'all. Therapy is procedural, okay? Apply scientifically validated procedures to help people develop healthier, more effective habits, right? Well, what are some of those, right? What are some of those procedural therapies that are scientifically validated? Well, cognitive behavioral therapy is an evidence-based practice. DBT is an evidence-based practice, which is dialectical behavioral therapy. And I'll tell you what, let me help y'all and tell y'all what you might use each one for. So cognitive behavioral therapy, if you're dealing with just negative thoughts, we'll say that. I'm going to make it easy for y'all. If you're dealing with having any types of negative thoughts about yourself, okay, negative thoughts others, or negative thoughts about the world around you, you probably want to look into cognitive behavioral therapy, right? If you are having trouble with emotional dysregulation, like maybe you have angry outbursts, or maybe you have panic attacks, or maybe you, something that you just can't seem to regulate emotionally with, you might try DBT, which is dialectical behavioral therapy, right? If you're more interested in how your history contributes to your present, that could also be psychodynamics, right? Psychoanalytics or CBT, y'all. Okay. I'm not going to get into the logistics of psychoanalyst versus psychodynamic. Y'all, my brain is mushy. It is mushy because I did 6 sessions today. So let me gather myself. The psychodynamics and psychoanalytic approaches, one is like a more contemporary version of the other. Okay, I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of that with y'all, all right? But it's based on Freudian theory, okay? Then we have person-centered, okay, which is more your traditional talk therapies, right? What else? Let me think. Grief therapy, if you're experiencing a loss, right? Grief counseling, rather. And I don't want to get too convoluted because there are some issues. So let's just stick with the therapy modalities first because I'm getting into counseling modalities. Yeah, so any of those. Now, if you're dealing with trauma, y'all know that I'm an EMDR trained therapist. So EMDR is a trauma-based modality. I even get EMDR myself. I swear by it because it works so fast. Brain spotting is a cousin of EMDR. Narrative therapy is really good. Cognitive processing is also very good. there's exposure therapy. Those are some trauma modalities. If you're dealing with like past, present trauma, CPTSD or PTSD, then one of them 5 might be a good place for you to start as far as trauma-based therapies, okay? So as I told y'all in the beginning, there are different types of therapy. There's couples therapy, there's individual therapy, there's family therapy, and there's group therapy. There's also psychoeducational, which is also a form of group, but y'all don't need to know all that. Y'all just need to know the general types, right? We're making this digestible for everyone, right? Everybody needs to be able to partake. So with that being said, couples, individuals, family, and group are the main types that you need to know for this evening, okay? Let's see, I already did that. I'd be memorizing my damn notes because I already gave y'all the types of practices. But to give y'all more descriptive detail of like what exactly the practices that I named do, like the types of practice that I named. So cognitive behavioral therapy recognizes and changes problematic thoughts. Didn't I say that? I just said negative thoughts though, but problematic or negative thoughts. DBT regulates intense emotions, and EMDR deals with trauma, person-centered, non-directed, empathic approach, solution focus. The solution focus gives more of like a coaching, kind of a coaching feel to it. If you go see a solution focused therapist, they're not going to go back to your past, right? They're just going to, all right, here we are now. How can we move forward? So if you're like, I've already worked on my past stuff, I'm just stuck in the present, you might see a solution focused therapist who's like, fuck that, forget that past stuff. Sorry, I forgot where I was. Forget that past stuff. We're just going to work from present forward. That is the focus, more so the long and short of solution focus, right? What y'all thinking? I don't want to give y'all too much at once because this is second nature to me. So I'll just be like, okay, we're done. So let me see what kind of questions y'all have. What kind of questions do y'all have thus far? We're still on therapy. We haven't even gotten to counseling yet. So what kind of questions do y'all have? Let's see. Let us see. That's a good way to say that. Thank you, Miss Pretty Mom. Psychoanalytic versus psychodynamic. Basically, individual versus family therapy. So psychoanalytic is more focused on the individual, whereas psychodynamic includes more of the system, like it's more of a system approach, okay? So thank you for that. Cool. All right, perfect. Love it. All right. Let me see what else. Thank you, therapists in the room who are helping. Appreciate y'all. LCSW, yes. Licensed clinical social worker. LPC, LMFT, LSCW. Y'all are giving good answers. Counseling is discussing issues. Therapy is fixing issues. Therapy is better, however, because they make you talk about it without you know it. What? I like y'all's answers. I do. I appreciate y'all's answers. I do. Okay. Alphabet soup of therapy. Yeah, that's why I was like, I could do that, but I wanted to give the generals. Okay, cool. All right, perfect. Before we move on, here are some questions that you may ask, okay? Because I've heard a lot of people say, oh, I went to therapy, it didn't work. And it might not be that the therapy didn't work. It might not, it may have been that you didn't know what you were looking for. So that's what I'm here to help you do, to guide you in the right direction so you can find a therapist that fits best for you. Okay. So here are some general questions. If you want to record this or if you want to write something down, if you can, now would be the time to click screen record. Okay. Or get your paper and pencil down so that I can read off some questions that when you reach out to a therapist, you might want to ask them. Okay. Right. What is your cultural competency training like? That means if you are a YT therapist, how have you increased your education of cultures that are not like yours, right? If you are a Black therapist, how have you increased your knowledge and awareness of cultures that are not like yours? Okay, that's what cultural competency is in short. Okay. So I'm not like you. How can you help me that's not like you and our cultures are different? What do you know? Right? Ask that. That's a good question. What ages do you work with? You don't want to sign up with somebody who mainly works with kids and you 45. I mean, it could still work, but you might benefit from somebody who works with more 45-year-olds, right? Because they may have more experience working with your age group, okay? This one y'all might not ask. I would. If you trill like that, right? If you're feeling froggy, because I feel like this is a fair question, and a therapist should not. If a therapist gets offended at this question, it's a red flag. What kind of therapy are you doing yourself? Me personally, I don't want to be working with a therapist that's not also in therapy themselves, right? Or at least in counseling. They might not be in therapy, but I would want my therapist to at least be in counseling, right? Because they have their or I'll even settle for supervision, all right? Or supervision group. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, my contact was messing up. I would settle for if they're at least in supervision group, okay? But you want to know how are they holding their own mental health accountable so that they can, adequately service your mental health, right? What types of insurance do you accept? Do you accept private pay? Do you have a sliding scale? Those are 3 good questions. What type of insurance do you take? Do you accept private pay? Do you have a sliding scale? Okay. What is your practice type? So that kind of goes back to, are you a cognitive behavioral therapist? Are you a dialectical behavioral therapist? Are you EMDR trained therapist? Are you a psychoanalytic therapist, a psychodynamic therapist? Right? Are you a solution focused therapist? What kind? Because you need to know, are they going to be able to help adequately with the issue that you are coming to see them for? And I gave y'all a brief description of which types of therapy helps which type of problems generally, okay? Generally. That's not to say that a DBT therapist can't help you recognize and change problematic thoughts. But for you as the consumer, you would want to start with a therapist that best aligns their practice with your needs, okay? Okay? Is this helpful? You finding it helpful? You learning some things? Let me know in the chat. Learning some things? I'm glad you be having a ball with your therapist. I told y'all how me and my therapist was cackling our asses off on Tuesday. It was funny. A sliding scale, Nini, is like, so sometimes therapists will go by your income as to how much they'll charge you for your session. So like if you're lower income, they might charge you $30 or something like that. But usually a sliding scale is made to accommodate people of varying socioeconomic statuses. Okay. Yep. Good question. I'm glad it's very helpful. If y'all feel like it's helpful, can y'all share and tap the screen a little more? Can y'all do me? Can everybody in here do 2 shares? This all y'all got to do, and then y'all can chill, and then I won't bother y'all no more. Can everybody in here? It's 29 of y'all in here. Can y'all do 2 shares and a 10-second power tap? That's it. 2 shares and a 10-second power tap. Y'all can chill, right? Paige, unmasking, sweet and swift, Carm, divinely blessed, Maya, Miss Pretty, Nene, Lynn from the South, the Fern Life, make it make sense. All of y'all, if y'all could all just do 2 shares and a 10-second power tap, and I only named some. I didn't name everybody. I just named the ones that were at the top. You could all do 2 shares and a 10-second power tap. I'll leave y'all alone. Thank y'all. All right, perfect. Okay. How long have you been practicing? That's a good question. So maybe what to expect. But I wouldn't necessarily assume that the more time that they've been practicing, the better therapists they are, though, because I have some associate therapists who are under my licensure supervision who is bomb ass therapists, and they've only been practicing for like 1 year. Okay, so I would want to choose an associate therapist because they're fresh. They still got supervision, like somebody to help them that's seasoned. Their seasoned professional can help pour into them. Do you think that therapists would be open to these questions? They should be. A good therapist would be. All right. This is consultation call questions. These are fair questions to ask. Now, if they're not, I would think that that's a red flag for me as a therapist and me as a client. That would be a red flag if you can't answer these questions for me. What types of clients do you mostly service, right? That way you can see if their client demographic is similar to what you need, right? Not the same, just similar. If they're like, well, I usually work with elderly people dealing with life transitions and navigating health concerns, memory concerns. Like if they say that and you're 25 and you really want to work on, managing your anxiety, not to say that therapist couldn't help you, right? Not to say that they couldn't help you, but you would be a little bit outside of their demographic, right? So it may behoove you, so you don't have to shop for so many therapists, to try to ask these questions and get the therapist that closely aligns with the answers that you have, that would describe you for these questions. Okay. Let me see what other type of questions y'all have. Let me look over here first. What text out? What you talking about? What do you mean? Y'all following me over here? Y'all following? Thank you. I appreciate you. All right. Let me look over here. All right. If you just take what you can get and hope for the best, you might not get the maximal benefits, but I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, don't be afraid. This is a good one. Don't be afraid to ask your therapist questions. You are paying them. You're a customer. Do you ask them to take the pickles off of your sandwich at the damn thing, at the damn restaurant? You do that? It's okay. You can ask for that. That's an okay question. That is an okay question. All right, let's see. I was scrolling to make sure I didn't miss any questions. All right. Okay, let's move on. I think we're ready to move on. I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss the questions, okay? Also, y'all, if y'all got a penny, just hit this heart me. If this information is good to you, if you're learning something, right? Go ahead and hit that heart me. If you would like to contribute to the live goal, I will put that at the bottom of the screen for you now, okay? I'll put it at the bottom of the screen, and all you have to do is click send if you'd like to contribute to the live goal. Thank you. Appreciate you. But then thank y'all. Go ahead, click send, and you can contribute to the live goal. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Perfect. Let's keep it moving. All right. Now let's talk about counseling, okay? We're ready to talk about counseling now, all right? We're going to talk about that. Y'all, if y'all don't mind over here, y'all, if y'all could please share this live out, that would be great. If y'all could please share this live out, it'd be great. Y'all are doing great. Perfect. Okay? All right. So counseling. What is counseling, that therapist? What is counseling, Dominique? All right, counseling focuses on specific issues for a limited amount of time. Some of y'all thought counseling was longer than therapy, but actually therapy is longer than counseling. Why? Therapy is usually designed to treat somebody dealing with a mental illness. So if you are dealing with a mental illness such as anxiety, depression, PTSD, things like that, you'll see a therapist for therapy, right? But let's just say maybe you're trying to navigate job transition, life transition, you're stressed out at home, maybe you lost someone. We're getting into counseling because counseling is more so dealing with like life issues that we can all have. You see how a therapist can work with anybody, right? Not just people with mental illnesses. Therapists can also provide counseling. We work on a specific issue such as like grief, learning how to establish boundaries, building organization skills, job. It could even be like helping out with career or employment type things. There are rehabilitation counselors. There are substance abuse counselors. They're not necessarily, and they're not necessarily working on a mental illness. I hate to say that, because but they are working on specific issues, right? That are limited time. So you don't got to see them forever and ever. Amen, right? So they deal with things such as stress management. Again, like I said, grief, transitions, just general things you might be stressed out about, right? It may lead to therapy, right? Possibly. And it may not. It could just stay at counseling. Or you might be somebody who's dealing with mental illness like me, right? But when your mental illness is stabilized, then I'm just going to my therapist for counseling, but I interchange it. Like I'll go for EMDR therapy with my therapist, but in between I'll go for counseling, right? For life stressors, okay? Same therapist, two different modalities. Therapy helps you understand self and thoughts and behavior. So, like working on depression, that may be a long-term thing. Working on anger, y'all like to say anger management, that might be a shorter-term thing, possibly. Let's see. Trying to make sure I don't miss anything. I just said all this stuff. Okay. All right, so let's break it down even more. Now that y'all have, let me see, do y'all have any other questions? Let me see. Yes, we're about to move on to that part, Miss Pretty Mom. Miss Pretty Mom, we're gonna move on to that. I just wanted to start them off slow with therapy versus counseling, and then kind of build out. Yes, anger and frustration could be a counseling issue. Yes, I'm quick to put my hands on people. Try seeing a therapist, and it could be therapy or counseling, or it could be both, or it could be therapy then counseling, or it could be counseling then therapy. But just, if you're having those kinds of issues, you might want to start with looking at a DBT therapist. If you're quick to put your hands on people, you might want to look at a DBT therapist. They may be able to help. Okay, right. Okay, so Sweet and Swift said that she saw a general grief counselor and it transitioned into general therapy. Okay, that can happen. Yes, therapy can be indefinite, especially if you're dealing with a mental illness that needs to be managed regularly. Yep, exactly. You may stop and start that, or you might switch to counseling. Perfect. Y'all seem to be doing well over here. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Welcome to the Trap Nest, where we get that education on during the week, and then on the weekend we get messy. Get a little messy. All right, or we do the impromptu messy. But y'all know at Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is 9 p.m. Eastern, which is 6 p.m. Pacific, which is 7 p.m. Mountain, we are doing our mental health topics to help educate the general population on reasons that we could all use a therapist outside of simply having a mental illness. Are y'all catching on? If you have the breaking the stigma emote, go ahead and drop the breaking the stigma emote in the chat. Thank you. All right, perfect. Okay. So a psychiatrist, y'all. Just say psychi. Hello, psychi. Everybody say hello, psychi. A psychiatrist prescribes medication, psychotropic medications. Psychiatrist, psychotropic medications, right? There's a all right? Y'all really gonna remember it now. I didn't get y'all sound effects and everything. So if you go to a everybody put the bird emote in the chat. Psychologists usually they can do therapy as well, but they usually perform like assessments and batteries and things like that. So if you're needing some type of testing, maybe for ADHD or autism spectrum or things of that nature, we'll just keep it short and sweet with that so I don't complicate it for y'all. You may see a psychologist. So if you're needing some type of testing, you may see a psychologist, right? Now, other types of therapists can do assessments, but if you need a full length, like in depth, like again for ADHD or autism spectrum, then you will probably see a psychologist for them to do those assessments. Now they can do therapy still too, but if you're like, I'll just let you do my assessments and go to this person for therapy, you can do that too. You can do that too. But if you're like, I think I need to be tested for something, then you want to see a psychologist for that, right? Psychi is for your medicine. Psych is for your testing, right? Does that help? Did that help y'all? If it helped y'all, put some yellow hearts in the chat. If it helped y'all for me to do it like that, if that helped, put some yellow hearts in the chat. Okay. Now, yeah, psychiatrists can also do testing. They can. But for the most part, they would probably refer to a psychologist to do that. But they can. I just didn't get into the nitty gritty because there's a lot of overlap with mental health professionals, like different things that we can all do and we can, it's like that. And I didn't want to complicate it, especially for people that might not be familiar with therapy at all. I want to keep it short and sweet. But yes, for those of you that may have a more well-developed knowledge of mental health and the mental health profession, then yes, I will answer your more advanced questions. I will. Yes. Okay. So we did therapist, we did psychiatrist, okay? Medicine, okay? Testing. And then we named the different licensure types that would fall under the therapist umbrella. Don't call no social worker a therapist. They don't like that, even though they can do therapy, because I have a practice full of social workers, right? That work for me. And they be doing therapy, but I hear out in the street they don't like being called a therapist. They want you to call them a social worker. So you better call them a social worker. Unresolved trauma that you don't completely remember. What type of therapy do you recommend? I would say try starting off with EMDR or brain spotting therapist. Either EMDR or brain spotting therapist. I would start there. See, Miss Pretty Mom said, nope, we don't like it. Call me a social worker. Them social workers, they don't play. They're not playing with y'all. The social worker said, nuck if you buck if you don't call me a social worker, you call me a therapist. They don't like that. Don't be doing that, y'all. Don't be doing that. Call these people what they want to be called now. Okay? I'm an LPCS. So I'm a licensed professional counselor with a certification or a supervision license. Okay? And I'm nationally board certified. Okay? All right, that therapist. So then where do life coaching come in? So life coaching is not a formally established field. Lots of people can call themselves a life coach, and they don't have to have a license. They don't even have to have a certification. They don't have to have a degree. Auntie Ann up the street can do life coaching. But that's not to say that some life coaches don't get certification, but it's not like governed, right? So if you're just a person that don't have no life stressors, you're 110% sure that you don't have no, you've been to a therapist and you don't have, let's say you've been to therapy, you done worked through all your traumas, right? You're not dealing, your life in the present is stable. You might go see a life coach. You might do life coaching, right? Because you're not necessarily having any challenges. You want just somebody to help hold you accountable for your day-to-day life, right? That would be for a life coach. Can you have a therapist and a life coach? You can. Can your therapist be your life coach? No. Can your life coach be your therapist? No. Right? That's why it gets a little hairy when therapists be trying to do therapy and life coaching. It gets a little dicey. I wouldn't do it. I would not. Me personally, I would not. I'm only doing therapy. I'm not doing therapy and life coaching because people are going to come to me for life coaching when they really need therapy, right? So, no. But, let me see what Miss Pretty Mom said. Yes, life coaching does not require formal education. No. Social determinants of health and life, then you can see, no social detriments of health and life, then you can, if everything's going smooth and you got no past trauma that's unresolved, go ahead and get yourself a life coach. What about PTSD, Uncle Sneaky Link? What's going on, Yummy? What about PTSD? Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like the boundary crossing, Miss Pretty Mom, with like trying to do life coaching as a therapist. What up? Who the best? Oh, for PTSD? Easy. You could come see somebody like me who does EMDR, because not only do I receive EMDR, I am also EMDR trained. So I just did 2 EMDR sessions today. That's part of why I'm a little tired, y'all. I'm a little tired. Of the 6 sessions that I did today, 2 of them were EMDR sessions, right? So EMDR for PTSD, look into EMDR, but it's not the only one. It's brain spotting, right? I would say, because I'm most familiar, but you can also look into narrative therapy. You can also look into exposure therapy, just depending on what it is, what the trauma is. Cognitive processing, right? Miss Pretty Ma, you got any other ones that you would say? What is EMDR? EMDR is eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. I'm going to put a video up for y'all, like a simplified video of what EMDR kind of looks like. I'm going to use the cable, the cable analogy, like if you had a cable that was plugged into the wall and it was cut and there's like electricity still flowing through it. Like, I'm going to use that analogy to explain EMDR. Okay. So I got that video coming for y'all. That's just something I got to do a little bit more, animation with. So getting the cable, but anyways, I'll do that for y'all. But basically what EMDR does in short, y'all, this is a very simplified version. Imagine your brain like a box, right? So what EMDR does is it opens up that box, takes out the negative belief that is the source of that causes your trauma to not be completely processed. We take that out, we process it out, right? We desensitize it. And then when we reprocess, right? The reprocessing part is we put a positive belief in the space of the negative belief, right? And then we close your brain back. So when you look back on that traumatic situation, your perspective and view of it and everything that came after that, that was a result of it, you see differently, right? I told y'all about my people pleasing, right? Y'all saw me knucking if I was buck, right? Because I wasn't care. I don't care. Like, really and truly, when I think back, I'm like, people pleasing, like, legitimately does not make sense to me now, right? When 2 days ago it did. When 2 days ago I was engaging in it for up to this point in my life. But now I'm just like, why was I doing that? Why did I do that? You know? So, yeah. I love like the epiphanies. Like when you're in EMDR, it's like, aha. It's like the veil is lifted off your eyes or something. It is super motherfucking cool. I think y'all should try it. It might not be appropriate for everyone, but definitely ask a therapist licensed in your state about it, right? And they have to be trained. EMDR is not just something any therapist can do. They have to be trained, right? It's extensive training with that. All right. These are great questions. Let me look over here. All right. Y'all seem to be following really well. Yay. Thank you. All right. Again, if this is good to y'all, if y'all are learning something, feel free, right? If you have it, go on ahead and hit that send button, or at least grab you a heart me, right? If you got it, grab you a heart me, or if you got it, if this information is good to you, right? Go on ahead and hit that. I'm talking to TikTok, y'all. I'm talking to TikTok. All right. So we did therapy versus counseling versus life coaching versus psychiatry. We named all the mental health professional licensures that can do therapy and or counseling. And then we explained, what kind of position you would need to be in for life coaching, right? I saw you. I see you. I saw you on Facebook too, right? I saw you there too. Hey, everyday, how you doing? The cross-pollination has begun. Oh yeah, Uncle Sneaky Link, you saw it. And it's not EDMR, y'all. It's EMDR. Eye movement, desensitization, and reprocessing. EMDR. Y'all be saying EDMR. If y'all put that in Google, it might not bring up what y'all think. Okay. What other questions do y'all have? What other questions? Comments, concerns? I kept it short and sweet because we have varying levels of, people in here, different types of people everybody may not have. So I did it really general. I just want to go to therapy and say, fix me. Ha! You can. I literally went to my therapist and said, I want you to fix this people pleasing. I can't, I'm so sick of it. I want to stop it. So I literally went to my therapist and said that. So yeah, just go to therapy, like, fix me. They're going to be like, I can't fix you. They're going to say that, but just let them work their magic. Let them work their magic still. Okay. Let them work their magic. You always have trouble choosing which view you want. You always had that trouble. Right. So, what y'all think? Any questions, comments? I'm checking all platforms. Any questions? It's not on sub only, is it? No, it's not. It's not. If you have severe mental health diagnosis, try to apply for MA to help pay for services. Okay. Let me post that, y'all. Miss Pretty Mom told y'all. All right. Miss Pretty Mom let y'all know about that. Put y'all up on game for that. All right, let's do a quick poll. What do y'all think? What did y'all think? If this was helpful, smiley face. If this was helpful, smiley face. If it was not helpful and you ain't learned a damn thing, sad face. Helpful, smiley face. If it wasn't helpful and you ain't learned a damn thing, sad face. Let me know. I gotta know how I'm doing, guys. If you didn't learn anything new, sad face. If you learned something, at least one thing new today, happy face, right? Happy face. If you learned something new today, happy face. Come on, everybody vote. There's 42 of y'all in here, right? Let's vote so I know what direction to keep going in. Also, if you have ideas for topics, y'all can DM me, okay? If you have ideas for topics, you can DM me, okay? Say, hey, could you do a topic on blah, blah, blah? Like somebody asked me to do attachment style. So I'm going to do an attachment style series, okay? Yeah, I can do that. If you didn't learn nothing, sad face. All right, looks like y'all are getting it. Yeah. If you enjoyed it, go on ahead and hit the heart me and hit the notification on my profile so you know when I go live, because I got y'all Saturday with the mess. I already gave y'all enough mess yesterday, though, right? It was so much mess. I was tired from that mess. So go on ahead and hit this heart me, okay? Hit this heart me if you got it, if you haven't hit it already. And feel free to contribute to the live goal if you got it. Feel free to contribute to the live goal if you got it. The couch potatoes, right? Let me look over here. So are we supposed to migrate to TikTok? No, y'all can stay over here. But if you want to go on TikTok, I have more perks over there. It's a little bit of a different experience over there. So you can, but you don't have to, because I'll still be over here. But for Saturday's lives, that is only on TikTok because they usually be missed. And y'all, no, I don't suppose if y'all just like, what kind of mess? For entertainment purposes only, right? For entertainment purposes only. Thank you. Appreciate you. For entertainment purposes only. But there is education mixed with the mess, okay? But they just, on TikTok, they can't tolerate just education. They got to have mess titrated with it. So I give them a little something extra over there on the mess because they just like that. But over here, if y'all want to keep it wholesome and clean, feel free to come on back every Thursday here, right? Feel free to come on back, right? But I had to do a little bit something different because TikTok is a different beast. They're not, yeah. TikTok is another world, right? All right. So y'all don't got to go to TikTok. Please don't feel pressured to go over there. You don't have to. Okay. In fact, I tell my clients to stay off. They be like, you'll be on it. Don't worry about what I do. Do as I say, not as I do. Don't go over there. All right. But a lot of your favorite therapists are on there. They are. I would just stay on the damn video side. Don't go to the live side. If you want to scroll through videos, that's cool. Don't go over there on that live side. That's a different beast. That's a different beast over there. You love this view? Perfect. Okay. Good. All right. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody. I didn't mean to invite you. If I invited you, that was a mistake. Sorry. Any other questions y'all have about therapy versus counseling versus life coaching versus psychiatry? Y'all know who can prescribe medications. Y'all know who can give you therapy. You know what therapy versus counseling is. You know different therapy modalities and what for what generally, right? Y'all learned a lot today. Y'all learned a lot. I'm proud of y'all. I'm proud of y'all for sitting in here and learning and not just wanting to consume junk food all the time. Go y'all. I appreciate y'all. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, thank you. Oh my God, the lemonade buddies. I love that. Is in person better than telehealth? Well, it depends on who you are, right? Thank y'all for the gifts. I appreciate y'all. It depends. It really does depend, right? For the first 9 years of my profession, I did in person. But for the past 4 years, I've been doing 100% virtual. And my clients are still progressing like they did in person. And because I'm a better therapist than I was 4 years ago, because I have more training, right? They're even doing a lot better. That's why when I open my books, they be filled in 30 minutes. I opened my July books and they were filled in 30 minutes. They were filled in 30 minutes. Every doggone slot for July is full. There's not one that got filled in 30 minutes, right? Because I'm her in real life, y'all. Don't you forget it. All right. All right. Okay. Well, thank y'all so much. Facebook and YouTube. Thank y'all so much for joining. Feel free to take a screenshot or click the link in my bio to get more information about Yellowbird Counseling. If you need therapy or know somebody who need therapy, go on ahead and click that or take a screenshot of this number. For y'all can just click the link in the bio, right? Y'all too, y'all can click the link in the bio. Y'all take a screenshot. Y'all can still also click the link in the bio, but you might have a friend or family member that may need therapy, and you can just pull this up for them and say, here go the number. You just text the word new to that number. If you want to know when we do the Cash App giveaways, you want to text the word live to that number. For y'all just go to the link in my bio, right? Go to the link in my bio where it say text to contact us. You can just text the word live and it'll put you in the live community. That way a text will come to your phone so you know when I'm going to be doing Cash App giveaways, right? So you can text the word live. You just go to the link in my bio, click my link tree, okay? And where it says rather text than call, you text the word live, L-I-V-E, text that there. And then when I send out my text, you're like, oh, therapist is live and she's going to do a CA giveaway. Remember, CA giveaways are only for subscribers over here, okay? Subscriber only. So you have to be one of the 3 subscriber tiers in order to win, okay? The $2.99, the $4.99, or the $5.99, all of those are eligible, okay? So go ahead and get your script if you ain't got one, right? So that you can win, because I do want to do another one real soon. Last Thursday, I gave away $225 to a subscriber, right? So, it is worth it. It definitely is, right? And that's the only way I'm giving out money on TikTok is through sub-only Cash App giveaways. Just so y'all know. I ain't giving out money nowhere else to nobody else. Don't ask me in my DM, because if you're not a subscriber, it's a no. It's a boundary I had to put in place, okay? All right. Well, I will see y'all next week. Again, 8 p.m.-ish Central, which is 9 p.m. Eastern, which is 6 p.m. Pacific, which is 7 p.m. Mountain. I'll see y'all right back here for our next topic. Y'all have a good weekend.